Hi guys, right, we've just started her up. She started first time and I've got a little bit of fuel, so we're going to take her for a run to the petrol station and then off to Iain's. Thanks for mates with Iain's. Just had a lovely drive here. It's obviously slow around the main areas, but on the main road she chugged along lovely. Got used to the gears, got used to the brake and everything like that. But as we're coming into Iain's through the gate, I'm sure the brakes failed on me. The main pedal just went really hard and she wasn't responding. So that really scared me. So before I came down, I sort of shouted to Mark and said I'm not happy. So just rung Iain. He's on the way and he had a look. She then came back to normal. The paint went really hard and solid. Wasn't really responding to us. So now then she suddenly started working again. So we're going to get that looked at. But other than that, apart from having no brakes, really good drive, much happier. You know, she's slow in up the hills and everything else, but she'll trundle along at sort of like 45-50 once we get going, so that's really good. And the nice thing was, instead of being scared of with Grace, she ran away with me. The weight of her ran away down the hill from me. With this one, I have to accelerate to go down the hill, so I'm much more under control. And obviously it was windy as well with the high box, but I'm low enough down that you don't really sort of feel it, and I'm much more comfortable regarding that. It's much more like driving the van. So yes, now we just got to wait for Iain. Right, now we've got it all off actually, now we've measured it and we looked at the roof. We'll just clean the roof, and you see it's a bit cleaner. It is only 100mm, not like the 8-inch. The actual hole's in 100mm, so we're going to get us ordering another mushroom thing, what do you call it, mushroom grill thing, and fit that in there, because the roof's absolutely perfect up there, so that's problem solved. We'll just try and find a way of fitting it in. Right, we're presently now working on, or should I say Mark is now presently working on the crack that's up there. As you can see by zooming, actually we've got a crack in the fiberglass. So just temporary. Right, so Mark's just been teaching me how to do rust treatment with the sanding down and painting with the rust treat and stuff. Because I've got a huge 5-litre container of that Mike donated to me, which was being used on Grace, but obviously I've got it for Hope now. So Mark's just basically showing what to be done, and then obviously we've got to get some bits of patches and everything, but it means I can just try and get her clean, scrape some of the paint off, and then treat the smaller patches of rust and paint them with the bits to keep that under control, because obviously Iain will be doing the bigger patches and whatever, but we can work on these smaller bits. And she needs a good wash, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be giving her a wash, sandpapering down things like this, and then rust treating it, and obviously that will all be preparation for the painting. You can see I've got all sticky labels on her that I've got to take off again with the hot air gun, and it looks like here that they painted over the labels there as well, so I've obviously got to try and get all that off as well, so she can be prepared properly for the paint job later. But you know, obviously that'll be coming later, and we can sort of get a rust treated and prime those areas and make that a long job we can work on. See, we've got to get all this moss and this dirt off. She's been obviously just sat out, and she's orange underneath, as she's under the chassis, but it's been white under this blue, so we've got to take her back best we can to where we can have a blank canvas to paint over after. You can see all this is going to come off quite easily. Good girl, aren't you? Isn't that pulling a bit tight? I'll fit around the back for you. There we go. You see the horses? Good girl. What's that? Right, so we just got back. Been at Iain's all day. obviously, as I was saying a bit before about worrying about the brake, she started working. By the time I got to the bottom of the hill, brakes working again. When Iain got there, working fine. It was just a blip. No idea what it was. We're just assuming because the lorry didn't get used much, something had just like stuck in it, or it was just whatever. So then we were working on the skylight hole. We were going to perspex it, but as we were washing and cleaning down the roof, I realised the hole was actually smaller, and obviously Chris had said about they usually have an air vent with a mushroom on top. So I said, hang on, let me just measure this, because it might be easier just to put the one of them in, because there's nothing wrong with the roof and this hole was cut lovely. So we thought if we can get that fitted in, because obviously the vent that was in there before had been sort of insulated and boarded over, there was no air going through. So we thought, right, whilst we got this off, we can try and put a mushroom vent in it. So we sort of stopped work on that and just ordered the mushroom vent thing, which is on the way, thanks to Mark. So we then abandoned that one and went on to work on the top of the cab that's been hit with a split fiberglass. So Mark's sticky taped that, and then obviously we went down on to checking out where the little rust bits are that I got to work on, and I got to wash the van down and clean all the sort of moss and things off, and Mark showed me to say how to do the rust treatment. So, you know, all the little bits that I can do so I can then scrape down the van and prepare it for painting over time, obviously. Cats were just out sort of enjoying themselves, causing havoc. He was busy, so he went off as we were there. So we were just sort of just having a good day, just going through things, discussing what to do. Mark's been absolutely fabulous. He's sponsored me and buying some things in that I need to save me waiting. And then I'll work it back apparently. But yeah, it just helps me sort of, they're both Iain and Mark have agreed to be my sponsors and sort of make sure I've got everything I need to get me through the winter and everything. So, and I can obviously sort of work things out with them later. But they've been absolutely fabulous. It's just, you know, it's so difficult at the moment, and you know, we're just going to get the basics in. So I'm very grateful for that. I mean, I'm so lucky. It's just, karma comes back to you in the day, doesn't it? You know, I'm so blessed. So thankful for that. But it is going to be basic. So as we've got back now, she drove back fine, brakes were fine. I actually really enjoyed driving her. It was pouring with rain and the actual wipers were working. Before we left, we had to find out where all the lights were and all the switches were and everything. So that was fun. But yeah, to drive her back, the cats had to go in the back again. Obviously I haven't got the partition done. So actually with them travelling in the back, behind the door, they are safe. I've got to do the windows and everything. On the way here, on the way there, Spirit had a little accident on the bed, but that's fair enough. You know, he was scared and they hadn't travelled. They didn't know what to do regarding that. They were away from me. But on the way back, they just went to bed and we're absolutely fine. So we're actually going to work on using them to travel in the back where they are safer and they're away from the noisy engine. And obviously not going to, and that will save me having to make the door at the moment into the cab. We can make that way down the line and everything else, and it means I can obviously have the open plan kitchen and the cat play area. So the reward of travelling will be they're going into the kitchen, into the playroom and into all the open cab and everything, so they have that extra space when we're stopped, even if they don't go outside. Obviously they were to try them out on their tethers today and tethered to the door. I took for a little walk and everything, and that worked fine. Obviously a bit different to what we're used to, but again, really good. I'm so proud of them there. It was a bit of sort of a tumble tots day really, trying to sort of plan. Iain's been given his to-do list. Obviously we're trying to cost out that and work out what bits needed doing when the MOT stuff needed doing, when basic stuff needed doing, when all the, like of course domestic and all the electrics and the split charger and putting all the electrics in the fuse boxes and leisure batteries need doing. Obviously they're going first so we can then get the diesel heater in, a diesel heater in at some point, you know, and work all through that again. Like I say, I've not got a paint to my name and they're absolutely fabulous. Obviously I will, once my insurance is paid off, I will have that money left which I can then put back into the pot. So the fact that, you know, Iain's doing this as well to actually sort of, you know, put the things up first and I can put the money back into the pot that way around when I can afford it, it's just taking a lot of pressure off me. So I really appreciate that. So great to have sponsors. And that's why you will see the fact that I've got sponsors on my vlogs from now on. Both Iain and Mark will be my sponsors going forward. And obviously, they, you know, anything goes wrong with, you know, Iain's got his name on. Hope anyway if anything happens. But yeah, Mark's been fabulous, and those plans that he has that I'm hoping to be part of later, and you know, we'll see what happens there. Just got to survive now, get myself sorted and get myself fit and healthy, and see what happens later in the future. But yeah, it's just amazing how, you know, these things come together. So yeah, so a lot of work ahead for me. Like I said, I wanted to learn about the build, do the build, do a lot of what I can myself. Obviously, we've got an Iain jobs and what I call my jobs, which obviously Mark's helping with or people help with, but I want to learn it and do a lot of that myself. I've obviously got all this time to do it, and I can't afford to travel anywhere. I can at least get my exercise from sorting out the bungalow, clearing all that out, sending all the bits there, and obviously working on Hope as well. So try to keep me mentally stimulated. Obviously, the cats, you know, they're running around free and everything, but here obviously they want a bit more mental stimulation. I've got to make sure I put time in for them and play with them as well. And again, I've got to get back to painting my drums and everything, you know, so make sure I've got my desk sorted and at the moment I'm up at the crack of dawn and we go to bed like 6-7 o'clock. So there's no lights in here, so basically cats have 12 hours in, 12 hours out, and I'm, as the daylight gets darker or early nights come in, we'll be going to bed like 5-6 o'clock, and obviously getting up at 5-6 o'clock, with the cat naps in between. So obviously I work with that, and that's our time then, and my time then to sort of catch up with the vlogging and upload things and everything like that. So yes, there's a lot to do, a lot to organise, but as I said, I am not going to any shows or anything. This is now just working on me, the van, the cats, with help, and I'm very grateful for the help. And like I say, I know Mark's going to be begging and borrowing what he can as well to help us, and in turn that means then I'll be more available and get myself ready to, you know, help back into the community. So when that happens too. So yeah, my feet are killing me. It's Mark's, you know, he's suffering too, bless him. So yeah, we're looking forward to a nice night now, a good sleep. The cats are keep going in and checking out his van. So and bless him, he's allergic to cats, so he can come in here and sort of helping out. He's suffering. But anyway, so yeah, he's just been in to measure the bed space and make sense of what I wanted regarding the cat bunk. So in here, because obviously we're limited on funds, what we're going to try and do is just insulate the one side, my bed side, and then I can obviously then plan how to board out, how to make my bed base and the cat bunk. Forget this other side at the moment. We're just going to do the one side and get that done. And also try and get a split charger in so Iain can work on all that. I've got to dig out the other leisure battery I've got in the bungalow and hope that works okay. Obviously I spent out so much money on the batteries for Grace, I don't have any of them at all. All I've got is the spare battery I had put the portable solar panels on, and I hopefully have got another one in the bungalow that I just saw the other day, that is one that I had from Destiny, I think, that hopefully will be okay to pair up with that. So we'll just be running with 2 leisure batteries, and making do. And obviously at some point we'll have solar on the roof, but that will all come later. But obviously we've got to figure out where all the electrics are going to go, and Ian's got the space in the cab that we know where we've got to work to build all that, the fuse box and the batteries and everything. Regarding the handbrake issues, struggling with that. They saw today how I find it really hard to sort of reach down to the floor, and with my tight seatbelt as well. So they're trying to sort of work out how to give myself a couple more inches regarding that. But I drove her fine, I managed, you know. But I'm not going to drive her unless I have to because of that issue. But other than that, she's a character, yes, and she's maybe slow locally around the hills and that, but when she's on a run, you know, she's doing like sort of 45-50 pedal fast, and she's pulling herself up the hills, you know, fair play on her. But yeah, we've got a slow vehicle sign coming to stick on the back just to sort of make people appreciate, you know, to be patient and everything. But yes, it's been a weird day. Like I apologise for not videoing too much. We've just been sort of just trying to sort of run with it, chill with it, sort of think things through and everything else. So I don't know how much footage I got, if anything. But thanks again to Iain. We went over there to borrow his ladder, and even then it wasn't quite tall enough, and where we were standing on top of my box on top of the ladder, and oh my god, scary stuff. But anyway, things have been done, and obviously we'll get back there when I can. So yeah, that's about it. We're just so to go settle down and to eat. I bought myself a £3 I've just spent out on a nice little page a day academic diary, so it means which would take me from July to July, so it take me through the year of my financial distress, and try to organise myself, and obviously write down everything that's spent on Hope as well, and, you know, what the investors are putting in, but yeah, it's a lot to do. So, whereas beforehand I was like sort of pacing myself and going quite slowly, not overdoing things, because I knew I wasn't going to be doing anything for like a year. All of a sudden it's like things are going to get done, and it's like, oh my god, I've got to sort of dig out, find things in the bungalow and get that tidy, and, you know, work on plan how I want to build out the bed, the bunk bed, and the toilet shower area and things like that. So yeah, as I say, I just feel very blessed right now. I feel very grateful, and I'm really excited for the future. But I say, just take one step at a time, one day at a time. I've got a lot to do regarding my health. My legs are a real mess, very painful, very swollen, huge, a lot of fat on them. And obviously I'm not doing much walk. I'm obviously not going to be going out into the hills and doing that, so it's going to be just limited. And there is a lot of worry regarding that health-wise, but we'll keep going, see what we can do. But I love Hope. Everybody likes Hope. Everybody wants Hope. So yeah, it's and cats love her too. Because it's just nice as well. Like I say, when we went out to Iain's, it was just showed me just how much 24/7 cats are when you're traveling with them, and I understand how much mentally I was exhausted, because obviously watching them all the time, they're getting tangled, or, you know, they're tethered and they're coming in and out. Whereas here, just letting them go with that freedom right now, just letting them run free, my god, it was just, I could just breathe and rest a little bit, and I just realised just how much hard work it is. So I probably want to get another tracker for Spirit, so that obviously, because he's starting to sort of wander a little bit and go a bit further when we're out places. And Miss Image, great. She'll come back to me. She loves me anyway. So even if she goes off exploring, she keeps coming back and checking on me. So ideally, let's talk about you, Spirit. Ideally, later on, wherever we go, we can just put trackers on them and just let them run around the van, and they'll come back when they need to. At least we're on that time limit, obviously. But regarding that, you know, that they love the van, and I'll try to, the more we can build and incorporate what they need and what they will love. I mean, I can't wait to do their bunk bed up here. They can look at the window at the top and have their own bunk bed. That's going to be absolutely wonderful. And then, of course, when we've got the doors in the back here, there's going to be a door, there's going to be a window at the back of my bed. So yeah, it's, you know, it's not about speed and anything else. She's a, you know, I've got high hopes for the MOT. I've got complete confidence in that he'll get the work done and the welding done and whatever is needed done to get her through. Yeah, so I reckon she could be that long-term thing. And the way she's driving right now, yeah, I'm happy with that. Very happy with that. Anyway, we'll catch you soon with the next lot of jobs getting done. Bye for now.